Hey, what's up, y'all? And welcome to the Water Bearer podcast. So, we are right in the middle of the season. So, this is episode 6. After this one, we have 4 more to go, and we already had 5 in the can. So, gonna go ahead and get started without further ado. So, if this is your first time watching, or if you've been riding since day one, welcome to the show and to the podcast. And also, while you're here, if you don't mind, if you could please join the Drip family. In other words, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And y'all let me know. So I'm trying something here. So I've been doing these live videos. So we're streaming live right now. Actually, we're streaming live on Twitter as well. So for those of you who maybe follow me on Twitter, you can catch the broadcast there as well as on YouTube. So and on Twitch. So you can do that, but I'm debating. I don't know. And maybe I'll get Dimitri's feedback on this too. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to the pre-recorded. I do like the live feel. I really do love that, but it's just the live makes me so anxious because anything can happen and then it's just live. So y'all let me know too in the comments if you're watching. Let me know if you think I should continue live for season 5 or go back to pre-record. Y'all let me know. But anyway, so you please again, like I said, subscribe. The on the go audience has also been growing, so thank you all for that. So, in case you aren't able to see the videos or see the podcast here on YouTube, you can also listen on Audible, iHeartRadio. You can tune in through Apple Podcasts. Google Podcasts is going away, so you might need to find a new one if you're listening there. Spotify, all that. So make sure you do that. Looks like we got a comment. And okay. So thank you, Shamika. So Shamika was a guest on season 3. And so she says, yes, I feel the same way. I like pre-recording better. So I don't know. You might be Shamika, you might be swaying me to do the pre-recording because I'm gonna tell y'all just quick story. So my first season was such a breeze because I knocked out basically within 2 weeks. I had filmed the whole season. I would do like a Saturday, Sunday, and I would just do 3 or 4 at a time. So that part of it was cool, but I do love the live interaction, so I'm a bit torn. But you can catch the drip every Thursday as well at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so my guest today, so I'm trying something new. This is my first time doing this season, so definitely look for these to continue in the seasons to come. I had to start with the air signs first, but I'm breaking down episodes by zodiac elements. So for those of you who don't know, we have the air signs, which I'm a part of, which is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And then there's earth, fire, and water. So what I'm going to try to do every season is at least hit one of those elements where it's everybody of that element on the show. So again, of course, I had to start with air sign, which I'm part of. And these 2 special guests that I have on, one of them, Richard, he's going to be joining us a little bit later. He had a couple of work commitments, so he will be joining the live here later. He is my fraternity brother, and I've known him for, I think almost 20 years at this point. It's been a long time. I've really watched him grow, and he is amazing when it comes to photography, videography. He's done some photos for me as well as videos. And yeah, just really dope all around person. And he is a Gemini. So famous Gemini is one of my favorite people, Andre 3000. So in case y'all didn't know that, he is a Gemini. And I also have the Libra crew. So we're making history tonight because the Libra that I have on, or this is the first time I've ever had a Libra on, a male Libra, I should say, on the show. So I've had a couple of female Libras, but I've not had a male Libra on just yet. So definitely excited about that. And so Demitri and I have followed each other on Twitter for a while. I say maybe, well, I don't know exactly how long the time has been, but I say, maybe couple years or somewhere around there. But so when I was thinking of the Libra episode or this episode with the air sign, I decided to reach out to him. He's also one of my fraternity brothers. So Alphas, I mean, hey, we taking over here this season. And so glad to have him on. And he, of course, like I said, represents Libra. He, one famous Libra is Donald Glover. And I'm curious to see who he's going to name because he said he wanted to throw out some famous Libras too. So we talked about Usher a little bit last week, who's also a Libra. And for those of you who don't know Donald Glover's, or you may only be familiar with his stage name and not his government name, that's Childish Gambino. So he is a Libra. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Demitri.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how are you? Let me ask you, which view do you like better, this one or the one that was before this?
The one before this.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one? Okay, cool. All right. All right. Well, I'm glad to have you on. And also want people to know if you want to follow Demitri on social media, on IG and on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is Young Airbender. So make sure you follow him there. And so if you don't mind, Demitri, if you don't mind sharing your birthday with us.
So my birthday is September 26th. I'll leave the year off, but September Libra.
Okay. September Libra. Okay, cool. So you're almost well, I wouldn't say you're cusp born, but you're kind of like towards the beginning of Libra.
Yeah, I'm early.
Early Libra. Okay.
I think Virgo ends on the 22nd.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. So I got to ask you, so who are some of the famous Libras that you wanted to mention?
Let's see. We got Toni Braxton, T-Pain.
You mentioned
okay. Usher. Yeah. Bruno Mars. Who else?
Damn.
Roddy Ricch, 21 Savage, Maya, Miguel. Yeah, we got a team.
Okay. Okay, dang. I feel like I need to dig out some more Aquarians. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I didn't realize that all of those people were Libras, or either I forgot some of them were. I knew Toni Braxton. I did not know that T-Pain is a Libra, and I actually recently gained new respect for him. The On Top of the Covers.
Okay.
Did you see that?
The Tiny Desk?
Yes, he killed it on the Tiny Desk too. Yeah, he actually had one of the best Tiny Desks I've ever seen. Yeah. I'd say it's definitely top 10 for me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He's a talent.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I knew he could sing outside of the auto-tune and everything, but I didn't know he was that talented until I watched the On Top of the Covers concert, or I guess like private concert.
Oh yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's dope. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, before we get started, is there anything that you want the listeners and the viewers to know about you?
Honestly, I'm just honored to be here. I'm ready to answer whatever questions you throw at us. I know you said it's more conversational, so I'm ready to get into that. But
okay.
I think what you're doing is really dope. Getting the elements together for an episode is really cool. I've always been a fan of Zodiac, but more so because I want to know people's birth element. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a huge Avatar fan. So
yes, so you're really into anime as well, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a full-blown nerd. So.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I feel like anime, I kind of put it in the box of like Grey's Anatomy. So like every time I watch an episode of Grey's Anatomy, I've always loved it. But I feel like, I'm just too far gone to catch up to the beginning. So I feel like I haven't been privy to the anime world. So I feel like for me to catch up now would be so much to.
Well, it depends. I mean, there's a lot of different anime. I feel like there's an anime for everybody. The genres and categories stretch as far as wide as
I didn't know that.
Art content form. So
really,
yeah, I feel like there's an anime for everybody. I'll try to look through and see if I can find anything that might catch your eye or keep your attention.
Okay, hey, no, let me know because if there's one that I could find that I don't have to binge too far back and I can kind of catch up, then yeah, I
Oh
would
yeah.
definitely get into it.
I'm not gonna send you anything that's like 300 episodes in,
Oh yeah,
500
see,
episodes. Nah, I'm not.
yeah.
A
I'd
lot of
be lost on those.
they have a lot of good storytelling anime that you might like, and it'll be anywhere from 10 to 20 episodes, sometimes 24. Nothing crazy.
Okay. Okay. Huh. Okay, I have to check that out then. That's what's up. That's cool. Okay. So since you're September Libra, I have to ask this. Do you think there's a difference between September and October Libras?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely,
Really?
absolutely. I
Okay.
always say I always say that the September Libras are the shoulder angels and the October Libras are the shoulder devils.
Oh.
The October Libras, in my experience,
You know
are
what? That is okay. I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm going through my mental Rolodex of each side that I know, and
it's
yeah,
the
that's
October
pretty
Libras
slick.
that be getting you in trouble.
Yep.
Telling you. Absolutely,
Yep.
yes. So I definitely do. Plus, there's birthstones involved. I share a sapphire birthstone with Virgo. Like you said, I'm right after Virgo, so I probably have a little bit of that in me as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think there's a big difference between the two. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Okay. So do you think it's more so? It sounds like you're saying the major difference. Do you feel like it's maybe more the aggression that you get with the October than versus September Libras?
Um, Aggression and amongst other things. I'll say like well, from my experience, the October Libras that I know are very like they're a little bit more outgoing than me. I'll say they're like ready to
Mm-hmm.
jump in. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I can fit
They
in
can be
anywhere,
outgoing.
but they're
Mhm.
ready to go anywhere. You know,
Right.
I
Right.
gotta like I gotta feel stuff out, peep the vibes, see how it is. But all the October Libras I know, they're like, it's up, like what we doing.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Most of the ones I know are like that too. Like always a good time, ready to party, but at the same time, they also enjoy their space.
Oh yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
like once they get out of that party mode, it's like, all right, I'm going back in my shell now. Like
hmm Yeah, it's
that's
so
what's
crazy
up.
because like I feel like with October Libras, and I'll do so. I have a really close male October Libra friend,
Mhm.
and he's very introverted to himself. He's an artist, so he's like he's very uh, I don't want to say like closed off because he does like to interact with people and he does know how to, get out there and be social. But
Mhm.
I think with him, he prefers his personal space. And I have
Mm.
a lady October Libra friend who is like, she's very much loves to be around people as much as possible, always, the first to want to go to anything social, jump out there. She's speaking to new people at bars or parties and stuff like that. So yeah.
Huh. Okay. That's yeah, I have a he passed away, but I had a close friend.
Sorry.
He was actually Brad too. October Libra. And the funny thing about him, I think it's certain people that you're just meant to cross paths with. And I think he was one of those people because I first met him in high school and he's always been tall, like big stature, like bigger than me. And he was always really nice though. I kind of thought of him as like this jolly giant almost, and very sociable, speak to people, kind of like almost like gave you like politician vibes a little bit.
Okay.
And so we, fast forward, I would only see him in passing at school. And then fast forward when I went to school in Dallas, uh didn't know he was going to end up there. We end up at the same school. We end up,
Oh,
of course, pledging the same frat, everything. And so we ended up being really close friends after that. And I think life, certain situations made him a little bit rougher to some people, but I always remembered the guy that I first met. And he was always life of the party, energetic. He did a lot of things and he was busy, but
yeah.
I think he in a sense, he almost kind of got recharged, I feel, by being around other people.
Okay.
Whereas for me, I think, and I don't know if you're like this too, but I consider myself to be an extroverted introvert. Like I can make you think I'm an extrovert, but my nature is really introverted.
Okay. I feel you. I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
I used to be 100% extrovert.
Really?
And then honestly, within the last 4 years, I'll say I've been slowly switching into ambivert, just a little bit of both.
Okay.
More so leaning on the introvert side. I find myself really enjoying my space, my alone time, or even so just like chilling at the house. Like I still like to have fun and turn up, but a game night is cool with me. I'll take a game night over a club lounge.
Me too.
Day, so
any day. Yeah. Same way. Yeah, because I feel like this phase in life, I'm gonna be 40 next year. I just made 39. And I feel like I've done all of the clubbing, and what really kind of snapped me out of it was I remember in my 20s, I would see the same people every weekend. And I started thinking, I said, damn, I'm tired of seeing them, and they probably tired of seeing me. So let me just, I'll be the first to bow out and let
I'll come back when y'all get some new people.
Right. So yeah, I just never, I'm not really too big on that. But you mentioned something that's really key, and you kind of led me to a question that I was wanting to ask you, something I saw that you posted. So we're going now into the fourth year. We can say fourth year of the pandemic. I feel like it's not totally gone. So there may be splitting hairs there by saying fourth year. But next month it will have been 4 years since everything shut down. Yeah, and I saw that you posted about that. So do you feel? Well, I guess it's a two-part question. So how has that whole experience been for you as primarily an extrovert? Because I feel like with the pandemic, the introverts kind of won, because like people like me, I'm like, okay, hey, I get to do what I love anyway, be in the house.
Right. The introverts were cool. All the ones I know especially any that were already working remote. Yeah. So as an extrovert, when the pandemic happened, it didn't really bother me. I was
really?
kind of I was here for the shutdown all the way.
Really?
I still, I think that might be where the transition started, because prior to, I was very much the person, the friend who always showed up, go to everything, make sure I was at everybody's birthday, whatever event was going on. And then I kind of slowly started to get out of that a little bit over the shutdown. And that's what made me realize, like, okay, it's okay to say no sometimes, or to not show up. Or if you don't feel like going, a lot of times we push ourselves to be like, that's my dog, I got to show up. But like, if you're mentally drained, if you're physically exhausted, a lot of times you need that break. And I think just about 4 years ago in the shutdown is when I started to kind of shy away from showing up for everything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that. And as an extrovert, it didn't really mess with me. And I think that's why the transition started too, because I still found ways to have fun. Me and my siblings and my close friends were turned up in the pandemic. I was still working. So I was still I was still working. I was still having to travel to work too. A lot of people,
really?
You know what I'm saying, didn't get to keep their jobs. But even in my circle of group, those of us who were still working were still able to find balance with some of us who weren't, and we're getting unemployment and stuff like that. But I mean, we still had a good time. We were doing picnics. We would just go to the park, take food, hookah, speakers, a ball, and just have a good time. So yeah, the pandemic kind of put me in a space to figure out how to have fun alone and with a smaller crowd. And yeah, honestly, I've been cool ever since.
That's interesting that it seems like it was a smooth transition for you. And did you, as far as work goes, I know you said you were still traveling. So did you ever have a moment where you were working from home during that whole period? Wow. Okay.
Nope.
So that part of it, you never felt.
There was no traffic. The highways were empty. I was in Atlanta,
that's true.
So the highways were empty. There was no traffic, so it was it was fun.
Nice. Okay. Wow, that's cool. That's what's up. Okay. Well, so these two questions, the next two questions I've asked everybody this season. So these are the only, I'd say, kind of standard questions that I have. So I'm interested to see what you say about this first one. So I made a post a reel earlier today, and I got a meme from my best friend, and it basically says all of the toxic traits of each sign. And so when I read the one from Aquarius, I was like cracking up because it said basically something to the effect of, if you make them mad enough or push them against the wall, it'll take 3 to 5 days for them to feel like, hey, I want to talk about this, or we, reconcile. And that is so true. And that's really how this whole podcast got started, because I was on another podcast and that question came up with the guests that were on there. And I was like, well, it might take me. And I said, which is crazy, I said 5 days. And when I said, I got all kind of DMs and people was like, are you crazy? Like, who's waiting 5 days? And I'm like, I'm not saying I'm mute. I'm still talking, but I might not be ready to address the severity of the situation, depending on how bad it was.
Okay.
Within 2 or 3 days. So yeah, it was a mess. But I say that to say every sign has one thing that I feel like, it's easy to say, oh, hey, Aquarius is this or Libra is that, like the good things. But what's one thing that you think most people would kind of cringe at when they think about Libras?
So from what I've seen on TikTok and from what I've heard in person from friends and experiences, I always hear that Libras are liars. I always hear that.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you finish because I have a comment on that, but go ahead.
Comment away. That's the that's the short and long. I always see on TikTok, like anytime there's like a zodiac video and they're doing the chart, and it's like Libra. If it's a negative thing, it'll say liar. I've had one of my close friends say the same thing to me. She was like, "Oh, y'all Libras ain't."
Oh,
I don't know if we can curse, but
yeah, you can. Yeah.
Like, y'all Libras ain't shit. All y'all do is lie. I was like, damn, girl.
So wait, she was lumping you into that? Y'all Libras ain't shit too?
Right into it. And then that's why I have to go into my breakdown of I'm a September Libra. Like I'm trying to get them to understand that like it's a big difference. It's not always the same all around. Now, don't get me wrong. I used to be young, so I've been ain't shit before, but
right. Everybody's had their ain't shit moments, I feel like.
Yeah, so I get it. I get where they're coming from, but that's what I always hear. I always hear that they can be very manipulative, dishonest liars.
Okay. Okay. So, well, two things to that. First thing, I had never in my life heard this. So hopefully maybe this makes you feel a little bit better. Yeah. I had never in my life heard of that until about maybe 6 months ago. I think I was watching another podcast and somebody said, oh, well, Libras, they the liars. And I was like, really? Like I'd never. Now, what I will say, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Libras, I feel like are, let me see who's, Shamika says, she says laughing. I heard that too. Wait. Okay, so apparently I was in the dark. I didn't know. But now we'll say Libras are very good at, and to me, I don't classify this as a lie. Maybe this is where the stereotype comes in. I think they're very good at evading the truth or evading things that maybe they don't want to answer, or wiggling out of situations that maybe they just don't want to deal with. And I think, to me, I attribute that to the whole scales and the balance aspect, because I feel like anything that's going to disrupt a Libra's peace, y'all out of there, and I can't fault you for that, because to some degree, I feel like I'm the same way. And even with telling people the truth, I do agree that honesty is the best policy and all that. You should tell the truth. But the flip side of that is everybody can't handle your truth. And then some people that can handle it, they may not be able to receive it at that time.
That's true. And to that, I'll say, do it anyway. So if there's any Libras watching and you're struggling, look, I'm doing a commercial.
Right.
You're struggling.
Say for the Libras.
Just tell the truth. Just be as honest and forthcoming as you can. And I mean that with people that you care about. You don't really owe a lot of people, your truth. But if it's somebody that you're dealing with and you genuinely care about them, the best thing to be is honest and transparent, because don't nobody want to be talking to no stranger. Nobody wants to. Why would you date and hide who you are, hide what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? And force somebody to get into a relationship or situationship with a stranger. That's not cool.
Yeah. Now I'm with you on that. I definitely think in relationships, and this could be romantic, friendship, whatever. If it's going to be a close relationship, then you do need to be as transparent as possible, so that way, they're getting to know the full you. Yeah. So no, I totally agree with you on that. Okay. But yeah, for the record, so all the other Libras that are out there watching and listening, I don't think y'all are liars, but I guess that's a popular thing that people now, there are some other signs. I'm not gonna call y'all out, but I will put a couple of other ones near the top of that list of lying. But Libra has never been. I wouldn't put Libra up there. I wouldn't. I wouldn't give that one to y'all. So okay,
that's cool.
All right.
I'll take that.
If you had a ride or die zodiac sign, which sign would it be and why?
Oh, it's a tie.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a two-way tie.
Okay. Between who?
Between Virgos and Leos.
Really? Virgos and Leos.
If we want to be specific, I'm not gonna get specific. I'm gonna just say Virgos and Leos. Virgos and Leos.
Hold it, cut out for just a second. You said Virgos. What was the part you said before Virgos and Leos?
I was gonna say if I was gonna be specific, but I'm not gonna be specific. I'm just gonna leave it at Virgos and Leos. I am very, very, very close, and I naturally gravitate towards Virgos and Leos. I have a lot of Leos in my life, as well as a lot of Virgo friends. So a lot of Leo friends. My barber is a Leo. I've dated a few Leos. My little brother is a Leo. I have a lot of Virgo close friends. My best friend is a Virgo. So yeah, it's a two-way tie between Leos and Virgos.
Yeah. I've never tried serious dating with a Virgo, but I will say that friends, top tier. I mean, and I have, like you, I've been surrounded by a lot of Virgos and Leos too. Like both of my parents are Virgos. Some of my best friends are Virgos. I remember that this might be a tad bit graphic, but years ago, this was probably like 10 years ago, I was in New Orleans, and I got, to this day, that is the most drunk I've ever been. I've never been, like, to the point where I got sick. I woke up the next day and I was ready to go. I'm waking up, and I thought it was weird that I only had my jeans on and I had my shirt off, but I'm in the bed. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, let's go, go the next day, go see what we're going to do. And they like, no, you were pretty torn up. So anyway, I had these shoes that were kind of like, I guess you could say like boxer shoes. And they had a whole bunch of laces, like more laces than normal. Let's just say I threw up on the shoes, and one of my close friends I've known since high school, he cleaned my shoes with a toothbrush so well that when I woke up, I did not know I had thrown up on him. I said, "Hey, then if that ain't a friend,
that's a real friend."
Yeah, because I told him flat out. I said, "I don't know if I could have done it."
There. That's so dope. And what was their sign? They were Virgo.
Yeah, he's a Virgo.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're very, very. I feel like they're very loyal people, and I feel like, and Leos too. I get along with Leos. Well, actually, I don't know if you know your moon and your rising sign too, but my moon and my rising are both Leo, so I have a lot of Leo in my chart. Yep,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so and I have a lot of Leos in my family. Like, so they're, I feel like they're really cool people. But with Virgos in particular, I feel like the air signs kind of get a rap for being a little flighty, if you will.
Okay.
Maybe indecisive a little bit. And I think, to me, that's because I feel like we're the thinkers of the zodiac. Like, and not to say that the other signs aren't thinkers, but our gears are always turning. I feel like, always thinking about something. And so I feel like Virgo is a good grounder to that.
Absolutely.
Because they provide a lot of stability.
Like, because I'll be gone with the wind for real. Like, I'll be gone with the wind. I'll roll out of bed and be like, you know what? Let's drive to the beach. And my Virgo best friend is like, wait a second.
Like, right. How are we going?
How long?
Right.
He's got to know how long is the trip, where we staying, like very critical thinking, very organized. So I feel you.
Yeah. They're critical thinkers, organized. They are the planners. Right. Mika said, "Oh my God, drinking don't be for us Aquarius." Wait, so I guess maybe she had a bad experience too. I thought I could handle it, but I'm telling you, that was the worst.
That's crazy because my Aquarius friends, they drink.
Really?
Damn.
I would have been one of those Aquarius friends that drink down too, because what stopped me, in all honesty, was actually right before the pandemic. I got diagnosed with gout. And so I didn't want to be on medication. And so my doctors, she was like, well, you're going to have to change your diet. And so I cut out a lot of the alcohol. You can't do beer, which I don't like beer anyway, so I would never drink that. But I did drink hard liquor. And so now it's more so wine, the hard liquor on occasion. If I do drink liquor, it's more so clear versus the brown liquors, which I used to love those too. But yeah, pre-gout, Carlos, man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I had a pretty high tolerance back in the day, but yeah, not now. I don't, I've changed a lot. I guess with getting older too, I don't really eat that much meat. I eat meat like kind of like 75% vegetarian, I guess you could say.
Okay. That's dope.
So yeah.
Okay. We got to make those long-term decisions. So yeah.
Yes. That is true.
I can't drink like I used to either. So please.
Oh, really? You got
we're in the same boat. I cannot do it. And I say that all the time. Every time we drink, I'm like, y'all.
Come on now. I can't do it.
I don't even know if I can do this again tomorrow. Because my friends, we be like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right. So, right. Just make a whole weekend out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, that's what's up. Okay. All right. Well, so something happened, and I don't do a lot of news topics here, but I do feel like whenever it is fitting and if it's within the zodiac realm of what we're talking about, then I'll bring it up. So something happened this week. So another one of our fellow air signs, this person is really close to me in terms of zodiac because she's an Aquarius too. Kelly Rowland. So did you hear about her walkout? Okay. So, I see Richard just joined too. So yeah, I'm gonna bring him in a second too. So long story short, she apparently she was on, I think it was the Today Show or something like that, and they gave her a dressing room, and I think they maybe mismatched her dressing room with Jennifer Lopez, and she apparently walked out of co-hosting the show like last minute, and so she got a little bit of backlash from it because people were saying, "Oh well, why she do that? Yada yada, all that." But if she really wasn't being treated fairly, I get it, because my thing is, I feel like, and I think this is an air sign thing, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I definitely think it's an Aquarius thing. I'm big on principle. So I have cut people off, ended relationships off of principle. I mean, not nothing really crazy, but I'm big on that. So to me, when I heard it, I was like, okay, it sounds spot on for Aquarius to do something like that. But
okay. So she's an Aquarius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna hate, sister. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, and this is Kelly Rowland. Like, come on, don't play on
right. Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, of course, it's showbiz. So being on way on the outside, I have no idea what really went on backstage. But also treat Black women fairly.
Hey, I'm with you.
Have your ducks in a row. Like, who's coming to your studio. Like,
right. Be prepared. Right. Exactly.
And I'll say that about anybody, but also it's Kelly Rowland, so you kind of need that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you, hey, I'm growing into that. Like, I'm growing into being okay with on the spot. Like, okay, this is not for me. Cool. I have a lot of patience. I have
I can feel you on that.
So I can deal with a lot. It takes a lot to get up under my skin, for real. So
okay.
I've been learning to set that to the side in a lot of situations, and that goes across the board, like work, personal life. If it's making you feel some type of way and you're forcing yourself to deal with it because you have that high level of patience and you have a huge tolerance for whatever, I mean, honestly, it's fine to get to a point where you're just like, you know what, this is not for me, so I'm out.
Right.
Yeah, even if you gotta sever ties, I'm there now. I'm there, like.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm with you on that. I can take a lot too, but I feel the same way, that if it comes to that, then hey, that's just how it's got to be.
Yeah.
Hey, and Shamika, she says they playing with her maybe Tom. Oh, they playing with her Tom. Better be glad that's all she did. Oh,
no, Shamika said it right. She said they playing with her top. They playing on my top. They playing on her head. Like, stop playing this Kelly Rowland.
Right. You saying, I sound like Shamika saying she should have flipped some tables in there.
Hey, I've known an Aquarius to flip a table.
Yeah. Now, one thing about us is when we get mad and when we get fed up, it ain't pretty. We get caught all kind of names and the worst this and worst. Yeah, it's not good. But we got our Gemini brother who's joined us. So we got Richard. I'm gonna let him in. Hey, what's up, Richard?
What's going on? Sorry, y'all. I'm late. Corporate America doesn't respect people's time. So
hey, no. Hey, no, I do not want to mess up the corporate America flow. So hey, I understand that.
Right. Yes, sir.
But yeah, we just kind of rewinding back a little bit. I gave introduction for you before you joined us, but for everybody that's watching, listening, is there anything that you want to just say about yourself, for the listeners and the viewers?
Yes, sir. Well, my name is Richard Mudd Jr., CEO and owner of Mudd Productions, which is a content creation company. I just consider myself a multimedia guru when it comes to videography, photography, social media management. I actually do music as well, and I recently got into management of studios. So I actually have a studio in Houston by the name of Collab Social, and a studio in Dallas by the name of Blank Canvas Studios that I manage right now. And I recently just relocated to the Midwest to expand. So yeah, I'm just trying to do it all while I can, and I'm just a proud father of my 3-year-old daughter, Skylar Milan Mudd. And yes, sir, that's about it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. All right. So so you are a Gemini. So I'll give you the same opportunity that I gave Demitri. So I always start off the show and I list famous people of the sign, like my sign, and then also the guests. So Demitri was like, hey, I got, more than one famous Libra I can give you. So he was spitting out a few that I didn't even know with Libra. So I mentioned Andre 3000 as a Gemini, but are there any other famous Geminis that you really like?
Yeah, like Demitri said, we got quite a few. We're known as like the creative ones. So it's a lot of people in the music industry or Hollywood in general. So like you said, Andre 3000, Tupac, who's actually my birthday twin. So June 16th, Kanye West, Biggie, Donald Trump. I don't know how people feel about that one, but Donald Trump is Gemini.
Right, but he's a Gemini.
but we got quite a few though. We got quite a few. We known to ruffle some feathers. It's kind of
I was gonna say, Gemini knows how to get people's attention. I think that's like one of y'all superpowers.
Exactly. I tell people all the time, I could be famous if I wanted to. I just don't want to be.
Hey,
I know how to get attention. I'm more so in the business of giving other people attention. I think you get. I mean, to be honest with you, not to sound shallow, but you make more money behind the scenes than what you do in front of the camera. So it's like I'd rather make 10 superstars than be one superstar.
Hey, I feel you. That's what's up. Okay. And so now I ask you the same question too that I asked Demitri. Do you think that there's a difference in the Geminis as far as their birthdays and where it falls? So are June Geminis different from the May ones?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're all Geminis, but my little sister's a May Gemini, so they're a little more reserved, I would say. June Geminis, we're a little more life of the party. But May Gemini is a little more laid back, reserved. They just as crazy. They just like to hide it a little better. I feel like this: May Geminis are the type they'll throw a rock and hide their hand, but a June Gemini, we gonna throw the rock and be like,
let you know, right. Hey, that's what's up. So one thing we were talking about earlier, and I want to get your take on this too. Demitri posted something this week about us entering the 4th year of the pandemic, or I guess you could say after effects of the pandemic. I mean, now people are, of course, outside doing things, but you you listed some pretty big things there, CEO, your business, I've worked with you, you do great work with photography, videography, all those things. And then also having a daughter, throwing that into the mix. So how was all of that for you for the pandemic? Did you feel like it changed you in a sense, or has it changed you?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, just to be completely transparent, the pandemic made me adjust my whole business model. I went from, I had contracts with Nike, Under Armour, Google, Chase. I was doing some, like, you name your favorite artist, I was doing some work with them either behind the scenes or on the scenes, whether I'm covering concerts or on music videos, sets, etc. So what happened is that the world went to a pause. And so a lot of that happened in the middle of my contracts. And then the world wasn't unpaused by the time the contracts ended. So, what they like to do, and again, in corporate America, I'm kind of like a liability in a way. So it's like they started to hire more in-house people. So it made me adjust from being the main contractor that people relied on to more so turning my business into something that I'm like fully in control, to where I'm able to produce my own content rather than looking for other people's content to produce. So it kind of adjusted my mindset. Although I was already in ownership, it was more so contract work. I'm looking for my next contract, my next big opportunity. So now it's like I adjust my mindset to create my own next big opportunity. And to be honest with you, in terms of my daughter, she actually was created in COVID because it was too much to do during the time. Put it that way.
Yeah, you only got a few options, like
so yeah,
game night or
yeah. So my baby's a COVID baby, unfortunately. Yes, sir.
That's what's up. Okay. And so these next two questions I asked everybody. Well, I've asked everyone this season at least. So I'm curious to get your take on this. So I'll start with this one first. So is this one thing, basically meaning, what is that one thing that when other people think of a Gemini, what's one thing you think they think of in a negative sense? Like, oh, here they go.
I mean, a lot of people feel as if Geminis are two-faced. And so now, I mean, that's a negative thing from my standpoint, the way I view it. We're chameleons. We just know how to adjust to every room. And but we're also the type that we like to listen to everyone's opinion. So yeah, I may come across two-faced when I'm talking to Carlos, and like say you and Demetrius got in an argument, and I talked to you first, and you told me all the messed up stuff, Demetrius. I'm like, yeah, Demetrius messed up for that. But then I go talk to Demetrius, and then he tell me all the stuff Carlos did. I'm like, dang, Carlos messed up for that. So it's gonna come across like I'm two-faced just because I'm listening to the story that's being told to me, and I'm being the friend for that person in the moment rather than, that's kind of the issue sometimes, rather than looking at the whole scope of things. But yeah, it can come across that way.
Okay.
But we just, and the thing is that I think this is where the two-faced part come in. It's like at the end of the day, y'all both still gonna love me though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make sure that I do enough to where it's like, I understand where you're coming from, but not enough to where the other person feels like they need to get rid of me as a friend.
Okay. Yeah.
For sure.
I do too. And I can respect that too, because I feel like a Gemini in all transparency, I've been in situations where I've been done just like that by a Gemini, but I didn't fault them, because the thing I love about a Gemini is, in most cases, if you come to them and say, hey, did you do X, Y? They'd be like, yeah, I did.
I'm gonna tell you, yeah. Because the thing is, we're never, from my opinion, we're never doing it with ill intent. Like, I'm not talking crap behind your back. Anything I'm saying behind your back, I'm gonna say it dead to your face too. And I'm probably gonna tell you worse than the way I said it behind your back. So it's like,
may want to just take it behind your back and leave it at that.
Exactly. You rather hear from them than me. Put it that way.
Right. Hey, that's okay. Yeah, I don't feel like. Oh, what were you gonna say, Demitri?
I was gonna say I feel like Geminis and Libras are similar in that sense of he said a lot of people think that they're two-faced, but I think a lot of Gemini people, at least the few that I know, are of two minds, and so therefore are able to see more point of views and different perspectives easily. Where for me, a Libra is like, I'm all about balance, and so I too am able to see different perspectives and point of views, because it's like on one scale I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, and I understand how you feel, and I want you to know that. But then on the other side, I'm gonna be like, well, look, did you look at it from this way as well? So your feelings are 100% valid, but I, as a friend, I understand both sides of a situation. Now, I'm also a very biased person. So if we're talking about two people that I care about, yeah, I'm gonna try to make sure that the balance is there. But if it's somebody I don't know or care about, it's all you, homie. Like,
right, exactly. Yeah. I'm with you on that, and I feel the same way too. Like with the open-mindedness part, because I feel like Aquarius is kind of the same way. Like, I may not agree with everything that people do, but I usually can always see why they did it. Even if I don't agree with it, it's like, okay, given all these things, I can see why you did that. I wouldn't have done that, but I understand why you did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like we're all very non-judgmental signs as well. So it's like, we we've done some things, so we're unjudgmental. And the great thing is, my daughter, she's actually an Aquarius. Her birthday is February 15th. She was almost a Pisces. She was supposed to be a Pisces, but she came a month early. I was like, "Ooh, please don't be a Pisces."
Okay, so you said it, not me. I no lie. Okay, so before before, because I be seeing y'all, I will be honest and say, because of course we follow each other on social media, but the week leading, anybody that I have on the show, like the week leading up, I'm like a stalker. I'm like, okay, let me see if they post, because I'm trying to gather, not like I'm being nosy, but just trying to gather things to talk about.
Aquarius are professional stalkers anyway.
That is true. We can be, yeah. And I think it's because we're so unassuming. Like people don't like, even like other jobs and things that I had. If there was something going on that the whole team didn't like about the job, they would be like, well, you go in there and tell them that you don't like it because they'll take it better coming from you. And I'm like, what? But I don't know. I guess maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know. But I did. But yeah, I saw this, Mud, and I got to call it out. So you said something about that you couldn't, basically you kind of couldn't stay away from Pisces. So what is that about?
I'm single, and so I'm out here dating right now. I'm on Hinge. I'm on the date. I'm going to bars and stuff. But it's like I keep running into Pisces, and it's full transparency. Not gonna talk bad about her, but the mother of my child's a Pisces, and so I keep running into Pisces. And one thing that I'm noticing about Pisces and I is that they're very, like you say, you're unassuming. They're very assuming, and not only that, what they like to do is they don't like to take your word for your word. Like, say for instance, if I'm saying I'm having a bad day, but I'm like, I'm okay. They're not gonna believe you're okay. Like, oh, you're not okay. You need this, you need that. And as a Gemini, that can rub people the wrong way. So the reason I was saying that, I met a girl in a club the other day. Very nice young lady, very successful, etc. But her Pisces was starting to show. And I was like, I don't want to go down this road again.
Wait, you said that like her track showing or something. You said,
look, hey, it was starting to show. Because I just, I kind of discussed the slight little disagreement we had. Let's think about it. She considered it an argument. I considered it a disagreement. And that's the thing with Pisces. I feel as if the moment you start to disagree with them, they feel like it's an argument. And I'm just like, we have to learn to agree to disagree, because I just feel as if that's how mature conversation should go. I don't have to always agree with what it is you're saying. And so, long story short, wasn't having the best day, but I'm telling her I'm okay. This, that, and the third. And then she said one thing to me, and I was like, I just had to, express how I felt to her. I was like, hey, I'll be honest, I appreciate if, you didn't do that anymore. It comes across this certain type of way. And then, she had this moment of silence for like, 5 to 10 seconds. And the next thing you know, she says, this is probably why I'm single, because I don't know how to shut up, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Oh.
And yeah, exactly. And I was like, I listened to her.
Okay.
She rambled to me about how I feel on the situation, and it was totally wrong. And at the end of it, I was like, you have a good rest of your night. And I knew I was probably never going to talk to her again.
Oh, okay. So let me just ask you real quick. Aside from that, like, what is it about Pisces women that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yes, keeps you gravitating towards them.
Thank you, Demitri. Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing.
Hey, I feel as if they play they're very what's the word? I don't want to use the word manipulative because it comes across negative, but in a way they know how to provoke your emotions. And so since they're very sensitive people, me myself, I have a lot of things that I experience on a daily basis, so they know how to be there and be comforting at times and things and such like that. So that was one way. Like, they're very psychological people. They know how to get into your psyche very well and relate to you. So that's one thing I do like about them. But I do feel as if once they know too much about you, it could be dangerous.
They try to use you.
Exactly.
I feel like the water signs. No shade to any of my water sign friends, but I really do feel like the water signs do have that emotional, manipulative, like, superpower. They know how to, get under your skin. So
yeah,
I feel you on that.
Yeah, and that's dangerous for me.
With Pisces at all. I have zero experience with Pisces, so I can't even.
You said no experience with him?
None. Zero.
I could say so, Rich. My ex-wife was a Pisces, or she is a Pisces, and a lot of the things that you're saying are true. And I do, and not like you said too, Demitri, not to throw no shade at the water signs, because I click very well with Pisces too, and I would say of all of the water signs, the one I click most well with is a Cancer. But I feel like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, when it comes to emotions, like all three of them, like if they're feeling something, they're gonna like almost drag you into the water with their feelings. Like, you gonna feel this with me. And I think for the air signs, the contrast to that sometimes is with us. I think we kind of like to retreat a little
I'm
bit.
not about to feel it with you. I'm about to continue having a good day.
right. I'm not jumping into this right now.
Like, what?
Right. Yeah. But I think too, and this is a good segue because I want to ask you this too, Richard. I found, even doing this show and talking to people, and even when I think about the signs that I click with really well, even if they have something that might kind of irk me a little bit, I think a lot of people's close signs that they gel with is often of another element.
Yeah.
Or at least another sign, because for me, Aquarius is a mixed bag. I'll be the first to say it. It's 50-50 chance. Like, I might like you if you're Aquarius. I might. Now, Gemini, like, I click very well with Geminis. I click very well with Libras. But Aquarius, I don't know. I mean, maybe so, maybe not. I don't.
Right. Yeah. For me, from my experience, I click very well with Leos, Sagittarius, and Libras.
I feel like air and fire signs, like top tier relationships, friendships, relationships. Like, I feel like air and fire definitely naturally
air and fire signs.
They gravitate towards each other. For me, I think I get along with pretty much all the zodiac signs. I think from an element standpoint, fire and earth, like, are probably the two that I gravitate the closest towards. Our older brother is an Aquarius, so, and we're very close. So I get along with just about everybody. My least favorite is probably a Scorpio male, I'll say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy you say that, because my best friend is a Scorpio male.
See?
And like, me and him, but yeah, the thing is, I've known, like, we've known each other for 20 plus years. Like, I've known him, we grew up with each other, so that probably plays a huge role. It's more my brother than a friend.
Yeah.
But we do bump heads a lot, and like, we go at it when we bump heads too. But like, we had that like relationship to where we can sit here and just honestly, talk shit with each other.
That's part.
Yeah, just get over it, because we brothers and stuff like that. And the thing is, my mom's a Scorpio. My dad is a Cancer, and my sister, my oldest sister, is a Virgo, and my youngest sister is a Gemini. So I grew up.
So y'all kind of all.
Both of your parents are water signs.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was just gonna say that too.
And her baby mama, and you keep trying to date Pisces.
Right. So
I get it.
Yeah, but right now I'm exactly. I think it's more so like I'm kind of used to being in it, and so that's why I think I keep gravitating to those type of people. But right now I'm dating a Leo. It's first time ever dating a Leo, and I'll be honest, it's been a very pleasant.
I know she dope. Leos are dope.
Yeah, it's been a very pleasant experience, and then we have, like, what I'm noticing, we kind of have like the same communication styles, and so today's National Margarita Day, and so she got in the car, but I was just tired, so she thought I was like sleepy or something. I mean, not sleepy. She thought I had an attitude. First thing she asked me, like, "Are you okay?" And I kind of looked at her. I said, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm gonna answer your question." I said, "But I'll let you know now." And like you said, we like to retreat. But I said, I really don't like when people just randomly ask me if I'm okay, because I'm the type of person, if something's wrong with me, I'm going to say it. And instead, now, if I was dealing with a Pisces, she'd be like, well, how you going to tell me when I can ask you this, that, and how you going to do that? Compared to my Leo, she said, okay, understandable. And then we continued our conversation. That's when I knew. I said, okay, this might be, this is going to be a more serene, I guess, can use the word, experience for me, because I won't have to be dealing with somebody who's as combative about my emotions. And I guess that's just where I'm coming from. I'd rather I'd rather deal with people who give me the benefit of doubt of what's coming out of my mouth and what I'm saying about myself, rather than in a way consuming my emotions and then trying to tell me how I feel. Gotcha. I think that's what I've dealt with a lot in terms of Pisces. Virgos, I'll be honest with you, I just don't like them. I feel like they throw rocks and hide their hands a lot.
Like okay, so you should have been on earlier. Yeah. Well, so that's how you feel about Virgos?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, my oldest sister is one, and I grew up with her. Just put it that way. And so I seen everything, and she got away with everything, and it kind of bothered me.
But you know what? I'll just say real quick, there's so many variables that go into all of this, right? The zodiac, the element, what month you were born, your identity, gender roles, anything like that. It's all a big melting pot, right? But a lot of the times I'll ask, like if I'm getting to know someone and I feel like we're close enough, I'll ask about their parents, because I feel like the zodiac sign that raised you has a lot to do with your characteristics as well. And especially as you get older, you know, people say we turn into our parents eventually. So, you know, you coming from 2 water signs, like I'm super close to my grandmother. She's a water sign. My mom is an earth sign. No, they are completely different people, but it's just so much that goes into it. And so, like you were saying with your best friend, how y'all can bump heads, and when y'all do, y'all really go at it, because you know he's a male Scorpio, you're a Gemini, but that's when the experience of y'all's friendship triumphs the zodiac.
Right.
It's like it's way, you guys have so much more history than, you know, what day you were born. Y'all have known each other for so long. And just to touch on one last thing, the Leo that you're dating, if you find you somebody that listens to you to understand you and not to just respond or rebuttal, hold on to that.
That's top tier.
Please take it from me. Hold on to that.
Yeah, I agree. You took the words right out of my mouth, Demitri. I totally agree. And I think what you're saying too about the upbringing, and it's so, like you said, so many variables, because I've had people tell me that I sometimes come across as a Virgo, and I think that's because my mom and my dad are both Virgos. And my biological dad, he's a Sagittarius, and I feel like, to me, a Sagittarius and an Aquarius are kind of like kindred spirits in a lot of ways. And or even with air signs in general, I feel like, and like how you said too, Richard, about, you know, you click well with Sagittarius, and I feel like Gemini and Sagittarius are probably, in my opinion, the 2 most adventurous signs of the zodiac. I feel like if you want somebody to, like, I don't want to say get you into trouble, but like push you to do something that maybe you like, oh, I'm scared, I don't know. You know, a Gemini, don't let it be 2 of them, you know, one of each of the, oh, it's a wrap.
Yeah, we about to do it. Yeah, facts. Like, I don't know. I think we kind of, at least from my standpoint, I enjoy the thrill. Like, for instance, I have, like, people don't know this, but I suffer greatly from social anxiety. But I probably talk to more people every day than anybody.
I would have never known that.
Yeah, no one ever guessed it. I suffer like extremely bad. Really? It's way better now after, you know, I've gotten used to kind of just being in certain type of positions. But I think what gets me out of that and helps me through that, one, is my Gemini, but it's like just the thrill of like, okay, how bad can it be? Boom, let me just jump out the helicopter. And so even right now, I'm in sales. I've never done sales before. Every single day I have to talk to thousands of people that just walk by. And so, you know, and I just enjoy the thrill of being able to talk to the next person. What is this person's response is going to be? This, that, and the third. And it's even got to a point, you know, I just got here, maybe been in the job for like 2 weeks. The CEO wants to have a one-on-one meeting with me, have a sit down about potentially being a manager. And so then I was able to open up like, hey, y'all don't even know I suffer from social anxiety. And they were like, wow, this, that, and the third. And so I think it's just more so the thrill. I am the person that I'm most lit at the club every time. I'm a dance with everybody, Cause one, I come from my mom's a dancer, and so
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I grew up in a generation of people. Like I was born in '98, late '90s, baby. But we think sitting back on the wall and watching people dance and like other people have fun is cool. And that's the lamest shit that I ever seen before. So I'm the guy in the club that I go around dancing there, but I know every line dance. I'm gonna dance to every song. I'm gonna sing every word. And but the whole time what's crazy is deep down inside I'm very, very like self-conscious and scared because of my social anxiety. Wow. So yeah, I don't know. I think I can't really explain. I haven't figured it out all the way yet, but it's getting to a point where I've been told they think it's because I'm like a creative genius. They were like most creative geniuses have social anxiety, like Summer Walker. I heard Aretha Franklin, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I'm like, yeah. So I'm figuring it out still. You know, I'm still young, still figuring it out. But absolutely, I do enjoy the thrill of being able to overcome my fears. The one fear I haven't gotten over yet, though, is I'm terrified of snakes. I still haven't touched a snake yet.
Yeah,
not happening.
Now I like looking at them on TV.
I'll be able to alphas, and I'll tell you, I'll be the first.
Right.
Not happening.
I ain't touching one.
The yard shows, if they bringing out the snakes and all that, keep that shit away.
It's crazy. And I grew up in a very exotic family. My cousin, he owns like every animal you think of. He got like 3 snakes right now. And I'm just like, every time my cousin, he crazy, dude. That's all I gotta say. But big snakes too, like he'll get the ones that start off small and they'll grow to 7 feet. And I'm just like, bro, what is up with you?
Damn. Oh no, that's crazy. No. Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, I like watching stuff about snakes, but as far as like petting them,
and my main thing, I guess, I'm kind of off subject. We get back, but I say this about what I don't like about snakes. I think they're like the only animal you can't predict. Like you don't know what they're about to do. You don't know if they want to attack you. You can't tell if they like you or not. When I'm just thinking, like, people let it crawl around their neck. I said, what if it just decides and squeeze real hard?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, yeah. If it just chokes you.
Their face is cold. There's no. I don't understand how that's
expressions.
A pet. How's that a pet?
Nothing. Right.
This is a risk. It's a high risk.
And then it's like you can only feed them, like they only like eating live things. Like that's one thing too. You got to feed. Like you get them a dead rat, they won't eat it. But if you give them a live rat, I don't know. It's just very evil. That's what I do. I feel like very evil, like creatures. I don't know.
No, thank you.
That's true. I know, right? Right. Yeah. No, I can't do it either.
Because once they 7 foot, and they don't want no more mice, they're gonna be like, well, he's alive, so
exactly.
Right. Let me just go ahead and get him.
Let's see if we can.
I won't have to eat for a whole week.
Let's see if we can undo that.
Right. Oh, that's too funny. And I do agree too. And I definitely want people to get from this podcast, like you said too, Demitri, about the I love what you said about the friendship with Richard and his friend, the Scorpio. A person or your mindset, like just different things, whatever you want to call it, has to kind of trump the zodiac piece. Yeah. And one of my purposes, I feel like in doing this show, is that I ultimately want people to walk away and know, like you said, Richard, like, okay, maybe if I'm having a bad day, to keep pestering me about it, that's not the best way to go. So I feel like basically just helps you navigate people a little bit better, because I feel like that's definitely a Gemini thing. That's definitely an air sign thing too, because I'm kind of like that to a degree, maybe not quite as much, but and I think that's why I click well with Cancers, because they are very great at straddling the fence on that for me, because I'm kind of, and this may sound kind of weird, but like I want to be left alone if I'm having a bad day and like process everything. But if I'm close to you and you don't even ask me what's wrong, I'm gonna be looking at you like, okay, like you see that we both see I'm having a bad day, and you're not. Now I might not want you to pester me about it, but I do want you to at least acknowledge it. And I feel like Cancers, of all the water signs specifically, they master that, I think, the best, where they're able to say, okay, hey, I identify there's a problem here, and you let me know when you're ready to talk about
it. Yeah,
Cancer is definitely my favorite water sign. I can totally agree. I think in my experience, I have to, with Cancers, I have to find my cool with them. Whereas like a Leo or a Virgo is 9 times out of 10 instant.
Okay.
But when I do get right with the Cancer, it's a really good bond. So I definitely feel that. And then, like you were saying, like if y'all are close, you know, hey, you know, I'm here if you want to talk goes a long way. You know what I'm saying?
It
so
does.
Like, they don't gotta think about it.
Yeah, I would agree because even with my dad being a Cancer, and the thing is, we didn't grow up. I didn't grow up super close to my dad. I probably got close to him around like 16, 17. And so, but one thing I did notice about him that I admire about him is, like y'all said, they're very emotionally intelligent. So
yes,
it's like my dad, like even nowadays, we may have he knows I'm in grind mode, and we may go 2-3 months without speaking. But whenever we speak, he knows like what to say, how to say it, or even the other day if I sent him a text because I was talking to someone, they's like, man, because I'm just in grind mode right now, and I'm just like, man, I'm at a point where I'm like, when it comes to my dad, especially with our type of relationship, I'd rather be all the way or at least close to where I want to be before me and him interact, because there's certain things I want to do with him that I'm just not, all the way in the financial or mental position to do yet. And so the other day I just sent him a text and I was like, hey, Pops, you know what I'm saying? I want you to know I love you. Sorry if I've been a little distant, but right now I'm just in grind mode. And his response is, I'm glad that you're finding a way to basically focus on yourself. And so he didn't personalize it. He told me proud of me, he loved me back, and then basically I'm here when you need me. And so I would definitely say Cancers do have that emotional intelligence about them. It makes me feel very comfortable just expressing my true feelings. That makes sense.
Yes. It is dope. I love that. That's what's up. Okay. Cool. Well, I can't believe we already are pretty much like at the end of the show. But before we close out, it's a game I play with everybody, and it's called Dead in the Water. So y'all may have seen it, but basically it's a this or that game, and it's 5 questions, kind of rapid fire. So instead of telling me of the 2 things which one you like the best, you'll tell me the one that you would throw back in the water.
Okay.
Or the one you like the least, basically.
Okay.
So we will go ahead and get started, and let's see. So Richard.
Yeah, actually, it seems like you're muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, cool.
Love the theme music, by the way.
Oh, thank you, appreciate it. All right, so photography or videography?
Photography for sure, without a doubt.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And thank you. I love photography. I love it. But just to be honest with you, Hope, if there's any ladies watching, sorry, but the women, they're very picky when it comes to like a lot
photography.
Oh my goodness! Like with videography, I think people are more realistic in regards to what can be manipulated compared to photography. Okay. Like, man, you'd be surprised the amount of things I've been asked to manipulate. And me personally, my style is more realistic. I like people to live in themselves and be comfortable in their skin. Dang. And so, like, I don't like when, women want me, hey, can you make me skinnier, or can you do it? Like, I'm gonna slim you up a little bit, but I'm not about to make you look like Tyra Banks. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because then they see you in the street and they be like, who that?
And now you mad at me.
Right.
I'm gonna throw back videography. Everything you said makes sense. Like the asking for body parts to be more dissected in editing. That's not my favorite thing in the world to do with photography, but I love still images. So
okay.
Yeah.
Because now you do photography too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Demitri?
Yeah.
Okay, see, both. I'm not a photographer by any means. You do not want to give me your camera and make something happen, because it's
actually
not,
I started with graphic design, then I went to photography, then I went into videography.
Okay.
So that was kind of like my transition, and I did photography for a while, but again, it just got to the point like I don't know. When too much started getting asked, and the thing is, it started getting asked, the more better I got. They're like, oh, you can do that. Well, can you do this?
Right.
And then it's like I showed too much of my hand at that point. Yeah. It kind of spoiled it for me, to be honest with you.
Okay. I can see that. Okay. All right. So early morning or late night? Which one?
Early morning.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, okay, you too. Okay, so that's all of us.
I'll agree. I was going to disagree, but I'll agree because right now they have me. I got to do 8 a.m. meetings, and it's been a tough 2 weeks. Let's put it that way. I'm like, I don't even like coffee, but I'm like, I might have to start drinking some coffee, to be honest with you.
Right, something to get you right.
Yeah, it's bad, and because I like to stay up late too. Like I'm
me too.
As a creative, I don't know why, but I'm kind of like, what's the word? Nocturnal. Like a lot of my creatives, but like when it comes to editing and things like that, I got to do it when the sun.
Yeah, it's much easier at night. I definitely rise with the moon as well. I'll edit pictures all through the night. Like I sit in once a night. It's bad. Sometimes I gotta like get up and remind myself to eat. So I feel
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely a night person too. So I feel the same way on that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so studio or live performance?
Sheesh. I'm gonna throw away the studio. Just from my experience, even with like live performances, just do something different to you, because I feel like it's always different, and it's just from my experience, like traveling, recording other people, and like being on tour. It's like you get a different feel in different cities, and so I think I like the fact that how they're able to read the crowd and the way they're able to kind of like perform to the crowd rather than just perform the song like it's supposed to be written.
Right. Okay.
This is tough. I'm gonna throw studio back.
You throw studio back too? Okay. Yeah, I would too, honestly. Okay. All right. So, fajitas or nachos? Which one y'all getting rid of? Okay. I'm
gonna get rid of fajitas. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Nachos.
I feel like nachos are more versatile. You can do more with nacho. Okay. Black or red?
Okay, red's my favorite color, so I'm gonna do black is my comfort color, but red is my favorite color. So
red is one of my favorites too.
I don't want to throw out either one. Well, if I had to choose, I'm gonna throw out red just because I have more black in my closet. So like, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so next question. Now I saw you post something about this, Demitri. Not specifically with the new album, not the former one, but out of these two Nicki Minaj albums, Pink Print or Pink Friday 2, which one y'all throwing away?
I'm gonna throw Pink Friday 2.
I'll say the same.
Yeah. That Pink Print is, to me, that's her best album. If I had to pick one.
I ain't even gonna get into it, Carlos. But
see, this is when that stalking comes into play. I was like, I'm gonna definitely ask this question because I saw some stuff you had posted on your timeline. So. Now I like Pink Friday too. Don't get me wrong. I think
it's her best one as a whole, like as a body.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's the best one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
wait, but you just said you would throw it away though.
Yeah, I'm putting it back.
Over Pink Print?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is that if you feel like it's her best album?
Well, I can honestly say I do feel like it's her best body of work, but Pink Print, as well as Queen, they just got some, it was like a moment for me, you know what I'm saying? Like Pink Friday 2, it came out on Friday, so Pink Print and the songs that were on there, the features that she had, the verses. For me, when I listen to rap music, I love artists that make great music for him. And I feel like Pink Friday 2 is a body of work full of great music. But lyrically, I think Pink Friday and Queen did it for me more than Pink Friday 2. And with Nicki being one of my favorite rappers, I like to hear her rap. So,
okay.
I'm not saying she didn't, but I just,
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. Okay. All right. So, between these two, Spider-Man or Iron Man, which one you get rid of?
Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay.
I just feel like without technology, he wouldn't be a superhero.
Damn, that's a good point. It is a very good point. I never thought of it like that, but that's true.
It's like the same with Batman. It's like, what makes them superheroes is like, I mean, they're geniuses, I'm not taking away from their minds, but, it's all technical. I think Spider-Man is more like it's more like alien. I don't know. It's more unnatural, unreal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bitten by Spider-Man.
Right.
Okay. All right. So the next one, bubble tea or sake? Which one are y'all getting rid of?
Bubble tea, I've never had it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I get rid of sake.
Yeah, I think I'll get rid of sake too. Because let me tell y'all, the bubble tea with the fruit, the popping bobas at the bottom. Listen, I just asked him, give me a bowl of the bobas.
Exactly. You get the right flavor, yeah, it's over with.
I
can't remember the name of it, but I had one that kind of like, it was like a mocha type taste, and it had like chocolate at the bottom. I don't know, man.
Okay, you back now. You said it had chocolate at the bottom? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. That was
you good.
Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio was calling me. My boy Ryan.
Oh, no, you good.
Like, are we on the
air?
Right.
So you said chocolate? You said it had chocolate at the bottom?
Yeah, like the boba balls, it was chocolate. It was great. I can't remember. I got it from the it was at the Galleria. Yeah, it's at the Galleria in Dallas, actually. Yep.
Wow. Okay. Cool. All right. So when it comes to thinking and ways of thinking, is it more a firm decision or change your mind? Which one would you throw away?
Firm decision.
Yes, man.
Me too.
I think we all would. It's kind of just
that's the air sign thing.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know. I can't. It's something, I don't know. That's why I have to be in a job, a field that's different every day. At least looks different. I may do the same motion, believe I'm talking to different people or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, I will say, I feel like I weigh out decisions though, and I may change while I'm in the decision-making process. But once I make a decision, it's pretty firm.
Okay.
But I do want to have the freedom to change my mind in the meantime, I guess you could say.
Right.
Okay. Last one, gold or blue?
Blue.
I feel like it's a trick question.
Well, okay, so if it makes you feel any better, blue is my favorite color, but what gold represents for me is kind of like, it's hard.
Yeah, that's what I had to think about as well.
Yeah, I'm throwing out blue, to be honest. It reminds me of my ex. That was her favorite color, so yeah, I got to get rid of it.
Oh, you get rid of the blue?
Yeah, gotta get rid of it.
You said blue too, Demitri?
Yeah, I said blue too.
Blue too? Okay. All right. Well, hey, that's a wrap. But I thank y'all both for being on. I really appreciate it. I know y'all both are very busy, so I don't take that lightly. And thank y'all for being the first to set this trend. Like I mentioned, Richard, this is before you got on, but I'm gonna start doing an element-based show at least once every season. So I had to start with air sign, of course. But I'll be doing shows where it's like all water signs, all fire, all earth, as well. But this is the first one, so this has been dope. I really appreciate y'all.
Nice.
Hi, thank you for having us, for real.
Oh yeah,
I really appreciate it. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for asking. I'm glad.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I had the exact same sentiments, and this was fun. I didn't get to do a full show. I'd love to come back on too. So if you need some more time, let me know.
Okay, I will.
That's part 2 after you do with everybody.
Yes. Okay. Hey, for real. I'll call y'all for real. So yeah, we'll make that happen.
All right.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, tuning in.
Y'all take it easy.
All right, you too. All right, and tune in next Thursday, everyone. You can tune in and you'll be able to catch an episode of a Sagittarius, very close Sagittarius friend I have. She is an amazing artist as well. So we had a lot of artists on the show this season. So make sure y'all tune in and check it out. Next Thursday, we'll be back, same time, same place. And thanks for watching, and peace. All right.